The government
All right.
and people of Iran have remained steadfast.
Look, for real, just knock it off. Israel, just go right ahead. Do what you're supposed to do. 15 years ago, when you guys said it would be within 10 years. Go ahead. You should have blew those nuclear breeders up then. And now we ain't gonna say nothing. Who's gonna say anything to you? I know that we're the ones that have been holding you back. I know that the United Nations has threatened you. I know that. But when someone tells you that it's their lifelong mission to completely destroy you and wipe you off the map, and to destroy your children and to shred them, carving them in pieces to praise their God, then of course you should take that very seriously. I personally think that Israel has been extraordinarily patient over the years, because think about all you good protesters. I see women in New York City put on a hijab. They put a burqa on or whatever, and they start marching through the park. They start. Did you forget that you can't protest there? In other words, let me explain something to you. Let me just ask you this, because you know nothing. Go and try to do that in a Palestinian territory and watch what happens to you. This is what I never... You claim that you know all this stuff about how horrible Israel is and how they're treating the Palestinians. Do you know how many billions? Billions! How about Arafat? Why did Arafat die with $1 billion in his bank account? Why did Israel give billions of dollars for the Gaza Strip's restoration and equipment and the time? Instead of building it, do you know what they built? Bombs. They're building bombs. They're buying missiles. They're shipping them underground or whatever from Egypt or wherever, Syria, wherever they can get them. With Iran's pure blessing. Now, Iran's not behind everything, but they're behind a whole lot of it. Why are we trying to make a deal with the Taliban? Because they're Iranian enemies. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Is that how it goes? I can't pretend to know all the secret intricacies, but I can just say what's clear to noses on our faces. If you want no responsibility, then you just get your foot off the neck of Israel and let them do what they were supposed to do years ago. Iran has clearly said that they will never forgive and forget the economic terrorism that America has unleashed on Iran. I am now a politician. But if you elect me president, I'll take care of all of it. We will have no more discussion. There will be no need to. There will be no problems, no issues. I'll take care of all of it. I'll bring every single troop home. We will have, they can go to war. We won't have any more war. Our country would be done as far as war's going. And if they come get us, then you'll have an opportunity to confess Christ or not. It's up to you. And then they come get us. That's the way that my church would have us go. And my wifey number one was arguing with me about this. But quite frankly, listen. Bottom line, what other cliches can I come up with this morning? At the end of the day, you see this blatant idiot. Do you see this blatant idiot? Blatant idiot. This man is so filled with poison and hatred. It's not just him. It's billions that have been deceived, tricked, persuaded. We'll see how it starts with a C. Convinced. Excuse me. But if you're teaching the truth about Islam and the Quran and the beliefs, then I'll sit down with any imam, anyone who's not ready to have a fight. If you want to discuss the Quran, scriptures, and the other historic documents, we're cool with that. Until you can explain to me, and I don't want to hear about it was a different time then, I don't want to hear none of it. When you explain to me why it's okay to marry a 6-year-old girl, couldn't he just have said, look, put her over there in the group, and when she's old enough, and I'm not talking 9. Have you seen a 9-year-old lately? And we have the genetically enhanced 9-year-olds. They didn't have all the garbage that we put in our milk and stuff like that. They didn't have that. The hormones and the such. That was a 9-year-old little girl that he was so kind as to consummate the marriage with. His kindness. Look, I'm not... Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I have an issue with that. It's not the only issue. The other issues come at the point where he says, one moment it's the Jews are all good, and as long as they're paying us our extortion, tax, then they can live. Then it was, you gotta kill them all. You gotta wipe them all out. You gotta put the back of the last one up against a stone when the Hindi imam will appear. The same with the Christians. Christians have more license for life than the Jews do, according to Islam. Islam forbids torture? Are you kidding me? That's what the Saudi Arabian prince was saying about this. Islam, the law. What's it called? Somebody remind me. The law of Islam is clear. Because, well, you can just look up Saudi Arabia's videos where they're chopping the heads off of people in the middle of the street in public executions. Look at the 8-year-old who's married to a 58-year-old man who can't divorce him. The court said no. She's 8! You piece of dirt rapist! because it's okay with Islam. Now, we're not talking about a 14-year-old girl, which to some people, including myself, because I know one, is heinous. But the difference is that 14-year-old girl, according to the law, is able to be married. But we're not talking someone who's selling drugs. We're talking about someone with a job. With the you know, if you're going to follow the law, then you're following the whole law, and the dowry's there. And, you know, the little, it's little odds and ends that have to do with it. You're not just walking down the street and bumping into some monster that refuses to get a job, because I know that PetSmart's hiring. I seen it on my phone. They sent me an application. And you know, the funny thing is, it says PetSmart, Charlestown, PA. And you know, another thing is, they don't stop hiring. It's not one job posted. Anyway, this isn't about you. This is about Israel. Shema Israel. Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. United States, just get your foot off the neck of Israel. They know what they're doing. They'll take care of the situation in 10 minutes, like they did with Syria and Iraq. 10 minutes. No more nuclear breeders. No more arguments. Missile facilities gone, wasted. No, I don't hate Iran. Masoud Rakhadav Shah probably is not with us any longer, but he was from Iran. He was my boss. He was crazy, it's a $7 bill, but he was alright. Of course I don't hate Iran, but I hate the fact that what they've been doing. If, let's say, just for, you know, giggles, that Mexico lobbed one of those rockets over here into Texas, what would happen in Mexico? Let's say Canada just started shooting rockets at our hospitals and our schools, because that's what they're targeting. Let's say that some Canadian citizens walked up to our soldiers at a base and started shooting. We would respond like nothing else. It would be Camerica. It would be it's already Mex America, but they wouldn't have the ability to shoot a pea through a straw if they attacked us. But we tell the world, says to Israel, you can't defend yourself because you're the big bad guy. Well, do you know how Jew hatred, how deep it is? That a man at work, Nelson, walks up to me at work. First day I ever met him, he can deny this, but I'm going to lie detector it on YouTube, Nelson. So, the man walked up to me. He never met me before. He says, I started to say something to him. He says, look, I don't like Jews. He said, I'm a Christian and we don't like Jews. I tried to explain to him that Jesus was a Jew. That started a whole bunch of stuff at work. The harassment never stopped. So I go to my employers, my managers. Because Nelson, you have no idea. I am not a pussy. But I figured that probably got one left in my life, and I'm saving that just in case. So, you say you're a Christian, then you need to go and talk to Christ about what you did that day. Because I am only a half a Jew. This half. This half is Irish. So, my brothers and sisters in Israel, cry out to Christ. He is the Messiah. Please just take care of this. Knock this nonsense off. Go do what you got to do. So, if you want to come and take me out, please take me out quickly. Please.